One. What's up? The world's a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. And I have a very fun episode to present to you. We have a great tweet cap, and let's talk about what's going on in this crazy world we live in here in the first week of April 2024 with Larry. All right. So today's show, it's a full house for today. Ryan's here. What's up, Ryan?
How's it going, Matt?
What's up, Ryan? We have Kara returning. How was your trip, Kara?
It was good. The person I went to cheer on lost, but they made it further than they were seated, so.
Oh, well, excellent. Effort is amazing to see. Kevon's back from last week. What's up, Kevon?
Yo, what's going on? I'm here once again.
So happy to see you. And Aaron McGoldruck, back from a little hiatus herself. Great to see you, Aaron.
Hey, how are you? You said my name wrong.
All right. Just one thing. If anyone could just put we have a little echo going real quick. So if everyone could just turn their mic on and off, and then we should be all set. But besides that, all right, it's gone. So thank you for whoever fixed that. I'll hear a little bit, but we will fix it as the show continues. So just one slide. All right, everybody. It seems we're all good. We fixed our technical issues. So thank you for bearing with us there. But we've had another fun week in the books. So let's talk all about it. And one thing we could talk about to begin this show is the rise of women's basketball, specifically women's college basketball. And there is somebody named Caitlin Clark, I'm sure you've heard of her, who has taken the sport by storm. And in her Elite Eight game, where her school, the University of Iowa, took on LSU, the LSU Lady Tigers, they had a rating of 12.3. So about 12 million people checked in for this game. And why that's significant, that is a higher rating than any NBA game at all, except one NBA Finals game, all of MLB, all of the NHL. And it seems that you could seriously talk about where women's basketball is going. First of all, we're all aware of Caitlin Clark and her presence.
Oh, yeah. Caitlin Clark's a huge deal right now.
Oh, yeah.
No idea, per usual.
I don't follow basketball at all, but I go on TikTok like once a day, and I see like solid 5 to 10 fucking TikToks about her every single day.
Yeah, she's a marketing student, and it shows. She's gotten herself all over.
I can see. All right. So with the rise of this, and now she's literally getting ratings higher than 3 out of the 4 major sports leagues. You know, NFL is in its own other hemisphere. So, but taking out the other 3 is pretty impressive. And I guess my question we have to ask, do we feel that this huge rating in women's college basketball is because of Caitlin Clark specifically? Or do you think it's the actual women's college basketball product growing?
I think it can be both. But I don't know that we would see the rating that we saw for that game. I mean, honestly, even with Caitlin Clark, that was a rematch from last year, obviously. But Caitlin Clark having that rematch against LSU is, I think, a huge part of why so many people turned in. And I don't think you can ignore that when talking about the rating that they pulled and how impressive it was. But me personally, I think that.
I think if there's ever going to be a time for like women's sports to get big, it'll probably be in our generation.
Yeah.
Like on the same wave, like women's basketball in general, I think that, like introductory kind of sport to it, like that's like pretty known at this point, but it's not like women's soccer isn't really as generally known as women's basketball would be, I feel like.
Yeah, and what's interesting about this tournament, like the March Madness being this tournament that it is for the women's side at least, it's very kind of like by rote, which I think is also helping. You know who the big games are against. Whereas in the men's side, any game could be a big game. Any game could be an upset. It's just a lot more chaotic over there. Like there's an 11 seed in the final four. So yeah, I think that having a solid star on a solid team, and again playing against another solid team that they have history with, I think that made all the difference in terms of the rating. But I guess to the original question is, it is college. Caitlin Clark will eventually graduate. Do we think this viewership stays on college ball and it's just women's college basketball is growing in popularity? Or when Caitlin Clark inevitably gets to the pros, do we think that is the venue where all of the eyeballs that we just saw are going to shift to watch her play there? Is it really Caitlin specific?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, because like I don't know. I feel like it just needed one star to kind of like pull eyes to it in a way, you know? And I feel like once she moves over there, unless like college basketball gets someone that can live up to that a little bit more, then the hype just won't be as pulling.
Yeah, it's all about the characters. We all like characters, and Caitlin Clark is a major character right now. We need more of that. Like UConn's Paige Breckers. Angel Reese was Caitlin Clark's arch nemesis. He was her Joker. And now they're one-on-one against each other. And I think having that appeal kind of helps as well.
She's kind of like a shonen protagonist.
Well, I feel like a parallel of a similar dynamic that would kind of like negate that. John Tavares on the Islanders. I'm an Islanders fan, so like I know. Like he pulled that fucking team. Like Brock Nelson, and like I remember his last season was what's his face? The guy, not Beauvillier, but Barzal. It was Barzal's first season when it was Tavares' last season, and they were like a power fucking couple together, and like they moved. But once JT went to the Maple Leafs, nobody gave a fuck about him anymore. Like nobody watches him like that. At least
He also played the Islanders too. Yeah. Thought he was going to resign.
And I feel like that would kind of parallel to her. Like, would her fan base move? I'm not so sure. I mean, at the same time, like he did kind of screw the Islanders really bad.
Oh yeah. In this, the main difference is she'd be leaving like the school. So like,
I feel like,
students,
you can't guarantee that. I don't know.
No, I don't think you can either. That's why she's got all that name and licensing money to fall back on, and she's smart. She's cashing in on sponsorship because that's where her money is going to be. She can make a lot of it very quickly and become very wealthy.
And then buy a house in cash. Buy it in cash.
If anyone can do it, it's probably, if any college basketball star can do it right now on the women's side anyway, it's probably her. So
yeah, she is the highest scorer in the history of college basketball, both men's and women's, and there's something to that, and it's really exciting to see what happens for her future there. And yeah, that's just the real question. It looks like the Indiana Fever would be the team that would draft her. Indiana, great basketball heritage anyways. And we just have to see if people tune in during the summer for her.
That's actually really helpful because they're local. I mean, local-ish. She's from the Midwest. That's why she's why she went to Iowa, apparently, because Iowa wasn't a top program, but they were close by, and that swayed her decision a lot. So going to Indiana, I think that would actually mean a lot of her fans would stick around. It's not like, she went to school in Iowa and then start playing in, Miami, which is, a totally different culture, totally different fan base. There'll be overlap.
The
Definitely
American
a lot of overlap.
has failed me because where the fuck is Iowa in relation to Indiana? Because I feel like Iowa's like
I have a map of the United States in front of me, and
Iowa's next to Illinois-ish.
Yeah.
So it's in that general area of like Illinois, Indiana, Iowa,
it's like
Minnesota.
left corner.
No, Iowa's like up. So if you look at the center of the map, it's like up and slightly over.
I'm thinking of Idaho.
Idaho's in the corner, yeah.
Never mind. All right.
Idaho, Iowa, same thing, right?
My bad.
But the big thing here is Caitlin Clark. We all know her. She's big enough where we all can have a little conversation, and she is fun to watch. 41 points in that Elite Eight game, and
Not a ton of help either.
no, not really.
Yeah, I saw some of the shots. Like,
yeah, she's kind of doing it on her own.
But she's ultimately a lot of fun to watch, and we'll see what the next phase of her career is. Now, just 1 second.
Almost.
All right, we're back. All right, few little technical difficulties again, but we fixed some great stuff from everybody. All right, so let's talk about Lizzo. Guess what? She had a funny week. Lizzo made a post on X earlier in the week saying that she left music, that she was quitting, she was over the BS, she's gone. You know, everybody had fun with that. But then she came back. She made a statement. She clarified what she said exactly. So she says here, thanks to our friends at Pop Base, Lizzo clarifies what she meant with her I quit post. She said, quote, "When I say I quit, I mean I quit giving any negative energy attention. What I'm not going to quit is the joy of my life, which is making music." And that got a mixed reaction, if you will. Some people were very happy she quit. Some people were very sad, and then some people were glad she's back. I know Lizzo, definitely when she went on the scene, she was a lot of fun, but there was then some controversy with her and her dancers, making her doing very gross things. But it seems very much a polarized reaction of the return of Lizzo. So what do you think about this and why she's going back and forth? First, we'll start with Kevon. How do you feel about Lizzo and about this whole story?
Yeah, I mean, with those allegations that they made against her, it was bound to happen, dude. Like, from remember all these recent celebrities that we heard that like they were like horrible to like the people that work for them. And I
Yes.
just think it's just her time came, and that's just it.
I mean, I don't even know what she's been accused of. I don't know like anything about her except for like a shit post I'll see every now and then, but
She plays the flute. Ryan, why don't you break it down?
oh
You
yeah,
remember
I've seen the flute videos.
The flute videos.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole thing made me laugh because no, she didn't mean she was quitting the negativity. No, she meant I'm quitting music. It's plain as day. And then no one cared. Let's just be clear. No one really cared. I'm sure she's got
I
fans.
second that.
Yeah, some people probably cared somewhere, but the vast majority of people online were just, she's like, I quit. They're like, okay. And then she looked around and no one cared. She's like, well, then I unquit. Because she was mad that nobody was mad that she was quitting. This was such a backpedal. It's insane.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, I like the music, to be honest with you. So I guess it's fine. This doesn't obviously absolve any of the allegations. I mean, just so everyone knows, I won't get into too much, but her backup dancers have accused her of being pretty nasty to them. And we won't go into any more details for other reasons, but that's not changing, right? So I don't know what this served.
It's like do you have anyone on Facebook who every once in a while will post, I'm sick of this, deleting all my social media, and then they're posting again like 2 hours later like nothing happened.
Yeah. Right, and it's because no one cared. It's because we don't need to see the 900th conspiracy theory post on your Facebook. You could just delete it and we'd be fine. And so that's exactly what this is. Because again, the idea that she's gonna cancel out negativity. How? You're still being accused of being horrendous. like that's not changing. Social media is a place where negativity thrives. You know, I say this to someone who does this literally every week. That's not changing. So what part of the negativity are you changing, Lizzo? You've made no changes to anything. It was a backpedal, and it was a very funny backpedal. But I'm glad it happened because it made me laugh. So
why men great till they gotta be great, I guess she once said. And
great song.
But yeah, we didn't miss you, and we're not gonna miss you, and we're not gonna miss you when you're in front of us. Or I should say, we're not gonna care if you know what I mean.
Yeah. She played James Madison's flute, by the way, his crystal flute when she was in DC. That was a very big deal. It was a bit divisive at the time, but I thought that was actually kind of cool because I mean, no, he's not using it. So I'm glad that she got to use it, and it was big for DC when she was here. Like people were really excited about that part of the concert. So again, I don't dislike Lizzo, but this is a backtrack. That's all this was.
I do.
The whole flute thing, I think that's pretty dope. Like I played flute like from like being a kid. Like I was a music kid and like I played it for years. So I think it's pretty cool because there's actually some really cool music out there incorporating flute.
Oh.
And I feel like
Anchorman.
I saw a video on TikTok of a lady doing flute beatboxing yesterday.
people do that. People do like reggae with flute, which is really cool.
Well, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, no, reggae's fun, but like doing with flute's even better. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool.
Andre 3000 has a flute album too. Anyone hear that?
Mhm.
I'm not kidding.
No comment on that.
The rapper Andre 3000 has a flute album, and I have listened to it.
There was like, let me actually find it. There was like old school rap that I found back in the day, and it was like early 2000s. And it was like all flute, and I was like, this
Flute and
like,
rap. We talked
yeah,
about
the beat was like, but it was like it was so fast that it was like impressive that the guy was playing the flute so clean to it. I have to find it. The name was
I
like
guess it's not Lizzo though.
No, it wasn't Lizzo.
no,
Can't
it
be.
definitely was not Lizzo.
2000s is not Lizzo, but
Okay, the artist was Bus Driver, and the song was called Imaginary Places, and it's really fucking dope.
Well,
I'm
we
not-
will look out for the great bus driver and see where he goes. But Lizzo, good job getting your name relevant for 15 minutes. But yeah, whatever. That's all. Like, who cares? All right, moving on though to actually another rapper, right? So I'm about to play you a clip. Very, very interesting clip. Am I right? So let me just get this show really quick. It's called The Bus Driver Show. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So a new show debuted on HBO on March 29th, last weekend, right? It's called Jerrod Carmichael's reality show, right? Everybody know the stand-up comedian Jerrod Carmichael?
No.
Ever heard of him?
No.
Well, we're about to learn from him anyways. So the purpose of the show is Jerrod Carmichael navigates friends, family, and strangers in his quest for love, sex, and connection. So Wade's basically broke down. Have you ever seen The Truman Show?
Yeah.
So he said, this is basically my Truman Show. So we were basically just following. It's just a reality TV show, The Life of Jerrod Carmichael on HBO. And I actually watch it. I watched these shows, and it's a great show, actually. It's a very, very good show. I think a lot of people are interested in it. But Jerrod Carmichael ran into quite an awkward moment that not only he had to endure, but we all had to witness it. So let me play you this clip from the Jerrod Carmichael reality show, and we can break down what exactly happened here. So if you're all ready, let's do it. Here we go.
Friend. 1 out of 10, don't recommend.
All right, let me start from the beginning. Here is him talking about falling in love with his best friend. And just to be clear, Jerrod is part of the LGBTQ community. All right, so here we go.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, let's break this down.
I fell in love with my best friend. 1 out of 10, don't recommend. I knew I had to tell him. Things started getting kind of weird between us. I had like these feelings. So I texted him. I remember saying, I know you didn't ask for this, but somewhere down the line, I developed feelings for you, and I don't know what to do with that. And then I immediately turned my phone off and I went into therapy. My therapist was thrilled. He was so excited. He was like, man, this shit never happens in real time. My friend, he sent me a voice note. It was like 6 seconds. He said, ha ha ha, you stupid bitch.
You laughed and called me a stupid bitch.
I did. Yeah, I did. I did.
This man is so unserious.
And I don't really know what that means.
All right, as you could hear the clip, Jerrod Carmichael professed his love to rapper Tyler, the Creator, if you could hear him. And he confirmed the story to be true and was all caught on camera. So, few things to discuss here. Number one, I'm sure we've all been in an experience where we felt some type of way about somebody, maybe someone we were close to, and we told our true feelings. And sometimes it worked out, and a lot of times it didn't. But, the only thing this time, it's part of his reality show for us all to witness, right? So, pretty awkward moment there. And another thing, as Kevon mentioned, Tyler Creator's unserious. He probably is literally the most unserious person ever lived. Despite that being one of the best rappers out there and just an amazing performer. And yeah, I could bet Jerrod Carmichael to say that, but it's tough to have that on camera. I'm sure he was setting up for that, but what an awkward exchange, am I right?
I mean, I thought that sounded exactly like Tyler. I don't really know. I can't imagine him sending back like a heartfelt message trying to like turn him down and say, I really appreciate it, but unfortunately,
Yeah.
So that just seems a lot more in character.
If I were getting like rejected, I'd rather you laugh at me.
Yeah. I mean, if you're confessing to like a super close friend, I'd much rather they go, you dumb idiot, you LOL, you like me, haha, and then move on versus making it more awkward by getting sentimental with it, Like if they're gonna say no either way, right?
Yeah.
I suppose I wouldn't even do it. In my mind, I'm like, no, I don't want them laughing at me. But I guess you're right. If it's a friend, right?
Yeah.
And you don't want to lose a friendship, it's probably way better for you if you say that to a friend and they're like, what? But they make a joke about it. Than if they get all serious about it, because then definitely there'll be some tension. So as you're saying, I'm coming around to agree. I mean, obviously,
yeah,
super
like
awkward,
seeing like clips of how like Tyler just like behaves with people in general. I feel like that's just how he was in the friendship, probably.
Probably.
Yeah. So just being normal about it and like laughing it off and saying, you like me. Oh my God, you idiot. Why would you do that? And then moving on is just way better than, getting deep with it.
Right, especially if it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
One thing I heard with the astrology, I saw break this down. Someone said that Jerrod had Pisces energy and Tyler had fucking he's born in March
Hey,
March
Aries?
6th. Aries.
Oh,
No, so he would wait, Jerrod or Tyler?
Tyler's born on March 6th.
So he's actually
He's what?
He's a
actually
Pisces.
Okay, so he's the Pisces and Gerard's born April 6th. Oh shit, that's 2 days that's when the day before after this drops.
He would be an Aries. Okay.
So does that match up, having that type of reaction? Somebody you could see in the video he was genuinely upset.
Opposite would be okay. It would make sense if Jerrod were the Pisces and Tyler were the Aries, because Aries don't take shit seriously and they're like really sarcastic and like funny, but like they forget that people have feelings. And Pisces, like they're like I always say Pisces are living in a reality that nobody else is living in. Only like that is the most Pisces shit to do, to be a gay man, to fall in love with a straight guy. Like what an
Well,
unreal
they both are in the LGBTQ community, right?
Oh wait,
Yeah.
really? I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
Yeah, Tyler's bi, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a lot different then.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
It wasn't. Yeah, I don't think it was totally up the wrong tree. Other than
Now
obviously Tyler was.
Tyler's exact quote is, "I'm gay as fuck."
Yeah.
It's a real quote.
I mean, some of his songs also gently allude to it.
Yeah.
I love my boyfriend's like super into Tyler, and he used to listen to him in high school, and he said it weeded out some of his like friends who used to be friends who turned out to be homophobic when he like started talking about like sucking dick and stuff in his songs.
That's a good way to do that, actually. I didn't think of that. It's like
Just
a little
weed the crop of friends, yeah.
Well, still, regardless, though, I guess if you're Jerrod, you kind of knew the person you were dealing with and having the cameras on it too, you know? I mean, just is
Yeah.
what it is. It's part of the show. Got people talking to hear what we are, you know?
I think it all worked out for him just fine.
Yeah, and I mean, he probably put it in there because he knows it's pretty entertaining. Like, it's a good response, or it's a funny response at least.
That'll also get you Tyler fame too. I
Yeah.
You get people talking about that, yeah.
think.
All right, let's transition from some music and let's actually talk about some tech, right? Here we are, everybody. You seen the movie I, Robot? It's about to come true. So, a report here from CNBC, Apple reportedly exploring personal home robots. Apple is exploring the development of personal home robots after ditching its electric vehicle project, Bloomberg reported on Wednesday. Engineers have been looking into a robot that can follow the users around their homes, as well as their tabletop device that uses robotics to adjust a display screen, Bloomberg reported, citing people familiar with the research team. And this is a result of them canceling their electric vehicle project. So, really, isn't it funny? Oh, the robots are going to come. And they are made by our most popular company, tech company in the world. So who's excited to have your Apple robot? You're going to get it when it comes out?
I don't like sidekicks and familiars. Like in any video game I play, I hate playing like druids or like hunters. Anyone that has like a summon. I don't want a summon following me around in real life. That's gonna be annoying.
Well, like, okay, let me tell you about a mission, right? I'm on like a life mission here. In Mario Party, the Switch version, you can have allies, and I am on a mission to have Bowser and Baby Bowser allied together. I've never gotten it, but I just really want it because I feel like it'll be really cute. Because you said that. Anyway, technology is terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would only really start being concerned about this if like it would depend on the kind of AI specifically. Like the hardware, it's like whatever. I think the AI is the way scarier part, depending on like how far that's going. But like if it's just a robot that doesn't have like super sophisticated AI that's like just doing tasks for you that it's programmed to do, I think that's fine. I wouldn't use it personally, but I don't really think it's scary until you start getting into the like AI aspect.
No, I know what's scary about it.
What?
Yeah.
It's the iRobot. Straight up, their phones are iPhones. Their pads are iPads. They make a robot. It is iRobot.
Well,
That's the name of the robot, and that's the name
Yeah,
of the movie.
true.
When the robots break bad.
Yeah,
I'm
that
just
is
saying,
true.
Too on the nose.
A little
on
too
the nose.
canny.
You gotta call it Mac or something. You gotta do something, but not they use iMac. You gotta find a new name. iRobot.
Like MacBot.
Sure, they cannot release a robot called iRobot. The sales will be abysmal. No one will buy the iRobot because everyone has seen the movie where iRobot is a problem.
Well, and also like I would be really concerned to anything coming out of Apple like that though, because Apple technology compared to any other like I have a Mac, right? But if it's for an Android, like an Android is a lot harder to break than an Apple. Like iPhones are not secure. We are not secure. Like I do not want a robot with iPhone technology existing because somebody could hack that real quick. I'm not trying to die in the middle of the night because like I broke someone's heart and they're too smart. You know, like I feel like that would happen.
Yeah, that's also a good point. I remember watching a video on like the security systems between Apple and Android, and I don't remember why, but yeah, they're not as
But don't you want
safe.
somebody to get you your coffee in the morning, your water, your clothes?
I got legs.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the robot's for.
I'm a strong independent woman. I don't need a robot. Like,
Are we trying to become like the fucking Wall-E people?
yeah, I don't want that. We
It's
still
coming.
have power, right? Like,
Do you all think that if you have an Android and you try and text your robot commands, it shows up as a green text bubble?
I saw there was a lawsuit regarding that, like antitrust
the green
ones.
bubbles?
Yeah, that they're making that they can't do that. I don't know, but regardless, it's just so weird that what we predicted, exactly what our fears with this technology, they're just doing it anyways.
If what would you use your iRobot for?
Nothing.
I would just
Were you asking
beat it
us?
and put it in a corner.
I'm curious. I feel like I'm guessing, but out of everyone in here, I feel like you're the most likely to have an iRobot someday.
Domo Oriato, Mr. Roboto.
Wait, who would be Matt?
No, come on. That's why I was like, what would you use your iRobot for? Because I feel like you
What
would
would I use my iRobot for?
Yeah.
A good question.
Oh, I'd get it to do my taxes. That's probably it.
Yeah, that's a smart way to do it.
If they
Like,
can
Yeah,
they?
get it to like do taxes for me, like put away my groceries, little things like that maybe. But
Do a robot dance.
yeah, and then I'd make it just dance in a
What?
corner.
Dance
Yeah, I'm
corner.
a pretty active person, so I like to do stuff myself, pretty hands-on. So I don't think I'd really use it like that. It would just be there.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
be
like
there as
I
a
feel like I
security
prefer
system?
doing my own cooking. I don't mind sweeping and doing my chores and whatever. So I think like maybe there's like
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be
tedious
poisoned
things.
by my robot.
Nobody can fold clothes and organize my fridge better than I can.
Yeah, that's a good point. I get so irritated when like one little thing in my fridge is out of place.
I have a system. I have it neatly placed. I can see everything. I can't trust the robot to get it done right.
I share a fridge with my mother-in-law, and she really, really likes leaving wide open meat that's been like on the counter for 2 days, just like on top of my veggies. And I just
Yeah, that's when you have iRobot take the meat and throw it out. That's
yeah,
when
I'll
iRobot's
I'll put a raw meat sensor on him.
I'll just have the
Download
robot
that.
do cool tricks, like dance and
Like
stuff.
what? Like
It's
what,
like
man?
dance. Do the robot
Get a atomic.
and
I played pickleball the other day and I actually really enjoyed
with
it.
the
So-
robot.
no, with
Oh.
with people, but I might get a pickleball robot so that way I don't have to have friends come every time I want to play.
I'll
I could
teach
see
my
that
robot.
working.
I'll teach my robot how to play League of Legends so that I'll always
Right.
have one person on my team that I can depend on. Because I'll be telling it what to do. I'll say like I'll send it jungle. I'll be like, you gotta come help my lane nonstop.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think this is like we're talking. This is great now. I see absolutely no reality where the iRobot becomes a real thing.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there. Like as much as we're joking about it, this is not going to work. Apple's going to fail, as they were going to fail making an electric car. By the way, a phone is. We have very smart phones, hence the name. It's very different to build a phone than it is to build a car or a
Yeah.
humanoid robot.
And I
to
feel
do
like
things.
very very specific tasks like a Roomba or whatever the hell.
Sure,
like
yeah.
that's it more comes down to like how much AI you're trying to incorporate into it, and then yeah, like that's when it becomes more dangerous in a way, I guess. And also like how easily hackable it is and what it's capable of doing if it was hacked.
Yeah. No way Apple makes this robot anytime soon.
Yeah, not anytime soon at least. Maybe in the future, not right now.
Cross that bridge when we get there. But one thing that is definitely happening in the near future is the solar eclipse. Hear this, everybody. On this Monday, April 8th, mark your calendars. A total solar eclipse will sweep across North America, blocking out the sun momentarily for millions of viewers along a path stretching from northern Mexico to Maine. And this hasn't happened since 2017, and it's not going to happen again until 2044. So depending where you are actually going to see a solar eclipse. It's pretty much going to turn daylight into dusk and dawn. Nothing too crazy, nothing to be freaked out about, but it's cool. And you can get your cardboard. You get like a cardboard telescope to look right at it so it doesn't hurt your eyes, or you get that stuff at the gas station. It's pretty cool. I know it's going to be in my path.
Yeah.
I know the tri-state area.
You know the iHeart thing when I was younger, I used to get pissed off that I wasn't supposed to look at the sun. So now I have really bad eyes because I used to just stare directly at the sun to just like stick it to the man. So I think I could look at an eclipse. That'd be fine. I don't need the box. I'm already desensitized.
Yeah.
Ryan, is it coming towards you? Will you be able to see it?
Someone told me it's going to have like 80% visibility. I looked at the path, and we're not on the path. So I don't know where these folks are saying there's 80% visibility. I don't know how do you 80% see an eclipse? Either it's light or it's dark. But So jury's still out, but I'm not on the direct path down here.
Yeah, just
I'm
say
in
right here.
I'm in BC, and I'm pretty sure in Canada it's only going through Ontario, I think.
Yeah, it's going this way. The last one went down this way, so maybe the 2017 one was up by you.
I'm going. Here's the path. I have the path for you right here. Let me just pull this up. Thank you to. Now it is mostly through the United States. It looks like we get the full picture when they feel like letting me show. All right, here it is. All right, here's where the eclipse is going to be and the time. These damn ads. All right. I don't care about your free articles. All right. Here is the solar eclipse, the path of it. So as you can see right here. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. No way.
According to this, it's gonna miss. Wait, they told us it's gonna be here. Wait.
I was thinking it was gonna hit Long Island. I thought 90% visibility.
It's not even. It's going through like PEI. Who lives on Prince Edward Island? That's like the. It looks like New Brunswick, Newfoundland, and like PEI, the Maritimes. I don't
I'm
think
gonna look
maybe
for a better one.
maybe people in Toronto could see it a little
better
bit.
one that has Connecticut on it.
Well,
my mom.
funny.
I'll say this, Matt. My mom is actually going to New York for the day to see it. I'll put that out there.
Look at this. Yeah, this isn't going.
Upland to Canada, so fucking Buffalo.
I like this one better, but yeah, this is fortunately.
Well,
Cara,
screw me, I guess. Well, it's not like like if I was to drive across the country in Ontario, it'd still be like 30-hour drive anyway. So
Ryan, it doesn't look like it's touching you at all. This
no
man. It's stupid, right?
Well, I was told 80%. I don't know. Again, I don't know how you can 80% see it turn dark. So I'm assuming
like it just wouldn't be like a full coverage of the moon. It would only be
that's why I'm assuming it's not going to be particularly spectacular down by me.
And so some lucky places: Little Rock, Arkansas. Get excited! Erie, Pennsylvania; Akron, Ohio, the home of LeBron. Buffalo, Rocky.
Yep. Actually, I have some other friends that are not Rocky who are going up just near Syracuse, New York, to see it as well. So
Plattsburgh, Burlington, Vermont. As you said, the Prince Edward Island no one cares about.
Wow,
Waco,
Texas. It's got nice colored buildings.
Austin, Texas, so Joe Rogan could see it.
It's good. We wanted to make sure Joe could see it.
And so. Dallas will be able to see it.
Mark Cuban too.
I guess so there, but yeah, I thought. Well, the Yankee game got postponed from 2:00 to 6 p.m. for this, and they're doing it for no reason. Just another one of the many reasons why baseball likes to just make them.
Well, I mean, they're like close enough that a lot of people are going to make the drive.
Yeah, traffic and stuff.
To the Bronx. You want to go? I don't think. Trust me, Yankee fans are not that patient to do such a thing.
No, but other people will be driving through to get there. Yeah. I know, just as a little side note, I have a friend who works in the Buffalo-ish area, and the county that he works for has put out a state of emergency for Monday because they're in the
because the moon's coming and then the aliens are gonna come close the counter the 30 guy.
I know your conspiracy mind takes off. No, relax, because it's a county of like 40,000 people, and they're expecting an additional 90,000 people who are coming to see it from other places around that are not in the path. So they have no infrastructure. Like the roads are going to be full. There's going to be no room at like hotels. There's going to be nowhere. Like people are going to be just standing on the side of the road,
just standing there.
Yeah, I've seen so much like conspiracy posting about it. Like, what do all these states of emergency mean? What is going to happen during this eclipse? Like,
the state of emergency is because a county of 40,000 people is going to have to host 130,000 people for like a day, and they don't know how they're going to do it. So they're like, well, I don't know. So, but yeah, so if you're in the path, it's going to be something special. Even if you don't want to see it, just all of the people flocking to your hometown to stare at the sky for like 2 minutes. I think it'd be really funny to see Airbnbs along that band that you just showed us, Matt, have completely booked up. There's a map of that somewhere.
I don't. This isn't supposed to last that long either. Isn't it only going to be like 20 minutes?
People are taking the day off and getting Airbnbs for the weekend to see 10 minutes.
Now this is when you have to. This is you were saying, Aaron.
We talk about the energy that we can harness from it, though.
Yes.
Let's-
So how does this literal astrology tie in, Aaron? Please let
Okay,
us.
I'm making eclipse water for it, right? We're talking about major polarities. It's happening in the sign of Aries. We're in Mercury retrograde right now. We've been in retrograde for the past 3 days.
That's
Um, it's also going to be a full moon in Aries. Or actually, yeah, a full moon in Aries. It's going to be a great time for release, but a great time for balance. I'm making eclipse water. I'm putting in a lot of crystals. It'll be very charging if we can all harness the energy and make our own eclipse water.
Well, how does one make eclipse water?
You get a
Wait,
fucking
what?
mason jar and you put shit in it, preferably water.
Okay.
I'm also putting Nag Champa in there because okay, think about an eclipse, right? It's the sun and the moon meeting. Well,
Mhm.
water and oil are the sun and the moon. They don't mix, but I'm forcing them to mix in the same jar. And then I'm putting lavender, I'm putting black obsidian, and I'm putting clear quartz, which is sun and moon. And I'm putting them all in the jar. And it'll be great for like I can cleanse with it. I can put it in my coffee for extra energy. I can clean. I can when people are fucking pissing me off and really negative, I can like poison them with it a little bit.
I don't know if you need poison energy out there. If you're listening,
Whoa.
But
if you're
I can-
listening, eclipse watchers, do not create moon poison.
it's not moon poison, it's eclipse water, and it's
Yes,
very
positive eclipse water only. No moon poisons or sun poisons. But
and I'm batshit. I'm like getting crazier by the day. Um,
well,
I
I
like
am
that.
also excited for Monday. It's Raw after WrestleMania. I think some cool stuff's gonna happen. I won't be looking at the sky. I'll be at work though.
So you know that celebrity Jojo Siwa, is that how you pronounce it? Jojo?
Yeah.
It is how you pronounce
I
that.
forgot about
I know
her.
where this is going.
Oh, you're about to remember her again if you see an image.
What's
Forever.
going on with Jojo Siwa, right? I guess she is going through an identity crisis. She's becoming a bad girl. Tell me what's going on with Jojo as I pull up some Jojo Siwa goes crazy on Google.
I don't know if I want to call it crazy. I'll start.
Just wacky.
Yeah, I mean it is wacky and it is crazy. I don't know if I want to call it crazy, but it is. But I don't know, like a lot of celebrities try and shed their like childhood persona when they were kids, when they were famous, like famous kids try and shed that persona to like,
look
you
at
know,
my
they go kind of far out to like make sure that that is totally gone, and then they come back to like a little bit more of like a reasonable spot. I mean, look at like Justin Bieber was the example I was going to use. You know, he bought that monkey. He was visiting brothels. He crashed his car. Got hammered. Like, you know, he got after it when he got to turn like 20. And now he's back into a far more normal spot. Miley Cyrus is another one who like kind of went a little bit too far, you know, and then came back center. And so I think this is just a very public.
She's trying to go bad.
Yes, a very public bad like image shift to shake off like the, you know, the little girl with the pigtail and like
Oh my
the show that
goodness,
she
these
used to
videos
do.
are showing. I don't know if I show them. I don't want to get
No,
flagged. I legit
just
think
do
we
a
could get
just
flagged.
do a yeah, just do
She's
the
like dressed up
picture.
as Gene Simmons licking,
Yeah.
or I should,
I would just
yeah.
do the picture of it, like a still image of her not licking anything. But
Yeah.
that
We
should give you a taste of what was happening at this event.
All right, here it is, right? Here's JoJo, some pictures. Right here. She turned it to Gene Simmons, I guess.
I feel so bad for the hairline just because of the ponytail she had to wear for her image for so long.
I know.
I'm like, I was a dancer.
What happened? What happened to Jojo?
Yeah, I was a gymnast and my mom used to braid my hair back so tight for competitions so that we wouldn't have to like wash or do our hair for like the 4 days we were there. And it just pulled my whole hairline back.
Feel it like hurting, you know.
What is
Yeah.
this? Like,
It
I
would,
guess
like,
this was
pull
for the
your eyes back.
She showed up this appearance at the iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Yes.
And she's just, listen, I don't mind you changing your image, turning heel, going bad, but you can't look like a dumb idiot with this. I'm sorry.
Hey, Gene Simmons defended her and said she looked cool, and anyone who's hating on her is just jealous.
I'm not. I don't know, I'm not jealous by somebody named Jojo.
Gene disagrees. I will say this though, Matt. I don't fully agree, but I agree to a little bit because all those other kind of like bad, those Breaking Bad moments from like child stars,
Yeah,
right?
like
They were a little.
Miley Cyrus twerking on
Right.
what's
They
his
were
name
a
led
little
to a
more.
divorce.
Right. They're a little more serious, and I don't. That's not necessarily a good thing, by the way, but this felt a little too campy.
Yeah.
This almost
Yeah.
felt like she hadn't actually changed at all. She just dressed like she had. You know what I mean? Like, because her old persona, her old outfits were still very over the top. They were just, rainbow and like the pigtail and like sparkly. So this was still that, just black
Black and
and
white.
gray and white. Yeah. So that was the part that I didn't get. I was like, if this is meant to be like a change in, whatever, it didn't actually really do that. It felt very Jojo Siwa. Just it looked like it aesthetically looked different, but it felt very on brand. And so I feel like that was weird to me.
Yeah, I feel like in like give her 5 years to marinate, and then I feel like she's gonna be like serving some really cool looks. Just let her stew for like 5 years, and then we'll see where she's at.
Own the craft.
I'll let her cook. I'll let her cook.
Yeah, let her cook a little bit.
I feel like it's probably better though, like a good thing for her, like as a person, that it's not like a Molly problem,
That's what I was saying.
It's good she's not like crashing cars doing drugs. She's just dressing and like dancing and being a little quirky.
Which is nice. I'm glad, like I feel like we're like a society, or like the human population in general, we're people that like feed off of people doing terribly, right? Like everyone hated Miley for whatever the fuck, but like everybody fed into it, everybody loved to hate her. It's nice to, she's playing the market without losing herself. It's nice.
My question is, what fundamentally changes about the fact that Jojo Siwa doesn't have a ton of non-dancing marketable skills for entertainment? I mean, we've heard the
she
music.
could go at the county fair and sign autographs.
Right. Well, no, but I'm being serious. Like,
well,
her music didn't take off. Her acting didn't take off. So, we got the new look. Where does it lead?
I mean, she might just like stay an influencer, honestly. Like I could see her just taking that path because enough people like her, she's almost a household name at this point for especially a lot of younger people. She could honestly just bank off of how much people know her.
All right.
I feel like girl has a platform, and maybe the market's asking her to like hone in on the fact that she is a dancer, because I feel like actually dancing can go a lot further than acting or music can.
Sure, if done correctly, yeah.
Yeah, if done correctly, because you can grow into that, and like because I've been dancing my whole life, and now I've been able to kind of take it and move it into like an adult way of dancing. Like I'm really into like a bohemian like belly dancing. It's kind of what I do now. Or like I could probably grab a pole if I really wanted. But like there's a way to really move a real creativity like into that, and there's a timelessness to it too. Like it's almost like a paradox, because it's your physical body. You think that like it would decrease over time, and technically it does, but like there's so much room for expression in dance that isn't really there in acting or singing, because it is your face that'll get shown. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I don't know.
I see what you're saying. Dancing is a timeless activity. It's been happening forever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's a soul to it.
Hey, well, Jojo, you got my support. All right.
And Gene Simmons.
And Gene Simmons. Yep, whatever. So there's 2 Netflix shows that have gained a lot of popularity lately in their second seasons. Has anyone heard of the show Buying Beverly Hills, or is it Cake?
Not that
What do we think about these 2 shows on the rise?
Buying Beverly Hills. I'm addicted. It's very hard for me to like get into a reality show nowadays, like, and like stick with it, but for whatever reason I'm like so obsessed with this show, and thank you for talking about it. It's about like this team. Well, so basically it's about real estate in Los Angeles, and watching it is like actually really cool because they can make like hundreds of thousands of dollars off selling one home if you do it.
Mhm.
And it's about like a family. The Umansky team is like what they're called. And like the mom is Kyle Richards, and the
Oh,
dad is like, yeah, Kyle Richards is like a Beverly Hills housewife, and
yeah.
the dad is like some dude that like is really good at being a salesman from like Mexico. He was like dirt poor. And then like now they're making fucking millions living in LA, and their daughters are in on it. Like they have like a big family, and now it's like a family business. But they make bank, and it's so cool because I'm like, I should do real estate. Um, but for whatever reason, it's very addicting, and I feel like people should get on that because it's really inspiring. And even if not, like you're touring houses all day, and like I wish I could be that rich where like my bathtub were like the size of my living room.
Mm.
And yeah.
Be rich and good looking, and you could go a
Exactly.
long way in selling houses.
I have not seen this particular one. It sounds very similar, but maybe a little bit more real to Selling Sunset.
Yeah, like the characters on here are like actually like you're viewing them
Likable.
family. Yeah, they're very like yeah. Because I remember watching like the first 2 episodes of Selling Sunset, and I was
Love
like,
that show.
okay, whatever. Like,
Love
but
that show. Everyone on it is bad, but I love that show.
What about the cake though? And buying the cakes, is it the same thing? Do they have the same?
That's absolutely right. So they're all in Los Angeles, and there's this family, and no, but the cake show it's on its third season. Basically a bunch of very good cake bakers are in a competition, and they have to make these lifelike cakes of like other objects. So they got to make. I saw one where they had to do like pool toys. So someone made like flip flops, and someone made like an inflatable little donut ring thing. Those rings for your pool. And then the judges, C-list comedians, come and try and figure out what's cake and what's not cake. And if you trick them, you move on. And if you don't, you have to do like a bake off to not get eliminated. But again, it's kind of it's good fun. It's wholesome. Just a show about cake. But I like it. My wife loves it. We thought it'd be more like the show Nailed It, which is no longer on. It was not like Nailed It, but it's got character. So we'll see what they do. They're on their third season, so someone really likes the cake show. But
it's like that where like I'll get big dick energy. I'll be like, I could make a cake like that, and then I'll spend my Sunday trying to make a cake like that, and then my
that's
kids.
what made Nailed It so fun because they were people who could not bake who had to try and make a cake like that.
Oh, okay.
And they never did. That's possibly one of the funniest cookie shows I've ever seen. So it's not quite Nailed It level, but it's a good
Do you
show.
think Is It Cake might take over the Great British Bake Off as the
No.
show on Netflix for baking?
No, one, because I'll be honest, I don't find myself wanting to eat all of the cakes on Is It Cake because they're shaped like shoes. Whereas the Great British, Baking Show that's good food. Also, it's the host is not that good. I like Mikey Day in SNL actually. I think he's one of the more talented individuals on that like current roster of talent, but I don't love him as the host. I don't think he's that funny. I don't think he's that charming as the host either. So me personally, I think that alone would keep it from taking off. But also I think people like to recognize what they're eating as food when they're watching a cooking show. And the whole point of this is not to recognize that it's food.
Like those type of cakes could go up to like $1,000 for
Oh, yeah.
whoever's a sucker who wants to get a cake that looks like an iMac.
Or or like a kite. Like one person made a kite that was hanging. Like it's impressive, but like I don't. What is the purpose? Of that
Maybe
cake?
we really don't have an inflation problem. If people are really buying stuff on this, I'm serious.
It's actually
You could
just the
get
kite
an
cakes.
amazing cake for like $10 the right bakery. Yeah, we're making cakes that have to represent a person, charging $1,500 that could save somebody's month, get them out of of immense of pressing debt, but no, we gotta do
No,
that.
Our
I-
iRobot cake.
And if you ever
Mm-hmm.
like look at how much money, like if you ever like I'm too scared to, if you ever take your bank balance and you like really look at like everything you've spent in like even like a year, or like, okay, I looked at how much I made on my tax return. I saw the number for like the whole year and I was like, I have negative $50 right now.
Mhm.
Like that was like, oh my God, I'm the problem. Like it's not I'm the problem.
You gotta make an eclipse water cake.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yo, I'm very excited to talk about this. Somebody was able to make let's do another top 10 list. This top 10 list, again, I don't think anyone's gonna get. So we're all music fans. We love our music, right?
Mhm.
Somebody released Spotify's top 10 most streamed rock albums ever. Now, these top 10 are the most streamed rock albums. All of these have at least 7 billion streams or up. Can anyone try to guess?
We're not talking Panic at the Disco, right? Because I heard people try to put that in that
They are
category.
not in the top 10 list. No Panic at the Disco albums. This list, I will say, it's random. A mix of some classic rock and actually some recent rock albums. Definitely all of these bands are huge, and I would even go to say they're legendary bands, all of them.
I take an
But
American.
before we start guessing, I will say, if you ask me, can you name the top 10, I probably wouldn't get it. And I'm not going to ask you to rank them because it's too hard. I don't even think you'll get number one. I really don't think anyone's going to get number one, no offense. But if you actually try to name some of these albums, it'll be impressive. You have to really think. I think the reason why these albums, they definitely have singles that are very popular. I think that's a contributor to it.
Okay.
And this is some of the top comments. Number one, here you can see the difference between famous and good. Another comment. It's funny how the streaming numbers of so many of these albums get propelled so high due to one single. Another one. This is basically, quote, how many big hits do you have in one album contest?
Okay.
So, very interesting. I definitely I'm planning to hear all these albums. That's one of the things we hear all year, the top 100 most streamed albums on Spotify. So try to guess. Tell me, what do you all think? Who do you think is in this list? We're just gonna name the albums because you're not gonna get the list. You're not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, should we on the panel take turns?
Oh no, just literally just throw out album names that you think out there.
I do not know a single album from anyone ever. Like I listen to like songs here and there. I do not.
That's strange, Carl. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
You don't know any albums?
Album. No,
you don't
I do not know one
name?
album.
An air sign?
Pardon?
Are you an air sign?
I'm a Cancer.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And you don't like music?
I listen to a lot of music, but it's all just like taken from Like I listen to everything. I've got like the most random playlist.
Just don't know the albums they come.
I don't know a single album. Nope.
Hey, no problem there. I that's just I never heard that. You like name a album. Like you had Billy on the Street come to you. name an album. You couldn't name an album.
I cannot. Nope, not a single one.
Interesting. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna throw one out. I think is gonna be on this list. I'm gonna start a little bit newer, but not too new. I'm gonna say Nevermind, Nirvana.
Actually, yeah, good one, Ryan. That's actually number 2.
I was kind of hoping that was number 1 because you were like, no one's gonna get it. I'm like, I bet you it's Nirvana. Okay, I'll keep.
I'd be very surprised if I could guess number 1.
American...
yeah, that's a good one.
So literally, just throw it out there.
American Idiot by Green Day, is that on there?
No, not top 10.
Okay.
Not top 10.
What about Toxicity from System of a Down?
No, not there.
No, that needs to be. What do you mean?
I think that was a top 25 one if I remember.
Let me jump older.
Yeah.
No, but there's so many. All right, actually no. Let me jump older. First jump older, but not quite as old as I was going to. Well, actually, it's called Jump, isn't it? Jump. Van Halen. No, it's a song. What album?
The album's called 1984. But
Not
no,
Judy
it's not
Garland,
there.
yeah.
No, like that's
Okay.
the thing. All these albums definitely have an iconic single. I'll say that.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I bet you Van Halen's on there.
Metallica.
No Van Halen. Actually, Metallica is there. Can you
The
guess
Black
which?
Album, right? The
Yes,
Soul
that's number
Yeah.
9. The Black Album is number 9. You think like Enter Sandman and
Yeah.
um,
That one makes sense.
Nothing Else Matters.
Is Fleetwood Mac on there? I feel
They
like
are.
that's
What
one.
Fleetwood
No,
Mac?
is it the fucking with the OG Rumors?
Yes, Rumors
Yeah,
is
Yeah.
there.
course.
Rumors is number 3.
Look
The
at
album from
Ooh.
1971 is number 3.
Wait,
Alright.
she has a phone. She's looking it up.
No, I'm not looking at it. I'm looking at my fucking goddamn Apple Music.
I mean, I can guess artists. Is Taylor Swift on there?
No.
No
Allegedly.
Taylor Swift. There is no Taylor
on?
Swift album that is on the top 10. How about that?
What about White Album? Beatles.
No.
Abbey Road by the Beatles.
No Beatles have made this
Beatles
list.
aren't
No,
on
Legend.
What do you
Legend.
Absolutely trash list then. Just
no, this
instantly
is
trash
all
list.
based on fact. This is a fact-based list.
I know. Still trash. Trash.
No,
is the
Kevon,
Spotify
no
users.
Legend by Bob Marley. It should be there, but they are. I agree. That should be.
have the
That
Chili-
should be there.
Do we have the Chili Peppers?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
Oh
which
man, I
Stadia
didn't say
What is
that.
it? Stadia Arcadia?
No.
Which one is it?
Oh no,
That
it
was in the top 25.
I
Are
like
the
Stadia
gorillas? Is there gorillas on there?
No Gorillas.
It's either By the Way, Californication, or Blood Sugar Sex Magic. Which one is it?
Californication's number 8.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Look at me killing it right now.
You're doing well. I'm trying to think.
All
now.
right, we got 4 of the top
I-
10.
I don't want to open my apps to look at albums because I have Spotify and I don't want any potential like
Mhm.
clues. I don't want any collusion. I hit
Again,
never
the number
mind.
10. I'm really excited about talk about number 1 because I
Number
can
10.
see how it is.
You can see how it.
Michael Jackson?
No Michael Jackson on the top 10, and I will say there's one group that's actually here twice. That's it.
Really?
And I'd be very
one
surprised if you
repeat.
actually. I'm
Eminem.
surprised if you get this.
Eminem? What do you mean?
No Eminem,
Oh goodness.
and that's
Or-
rap.
okay.
This is rock, by the way.
This
rock.
is only rock. Okay.
Is
Yeah.
Breaking Benjamin on there? Or like any type of like has been dad rock?
See that?
Guns N' Roses?
Yes, Guns N' Roses. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you guess which one? They
No.
only had 2 albums.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Guns N' Roses. Let me find it.
Appetite for Destruction is number 5. It's the 5th most streamed rock album on
Oh,
Spotify
wait,
with
Ar-
8.5 billion
Arctic-
streams.
Arctic Monkeys?
Yeah. Which
Ew.
one?
That's
The
not
album name though.
I do not know any of their names.
All right. So
I know
Cara did
individual
get it.
songs. I don't know
Arctic
albums.
Monkeys AM is the most streamed
AM.
rock album at 9.7
Really?
billion.
That makes complete sense to me, bro. They're so they
Songs
my
like Call Me
dad-
While
my-
You High,
Okay,
Are You
yeah.
Mine?
my dad is like giga classic rock. Like that's all he listens to. He loves Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, people say they're like one of the last true breeds to sound like they come from the 70s or 80s.
Yeah,
And that album
do I
came out-
want to know is probably the biggest one.
Right,
That they-
yeah.
yeah.
And those are some huge, those singles are heavily streamed. And I think it's the highest, or let me confirm, yes, it is the most, it's the best-selling vinyl record in the last decade. This album came out in 2013, a 2013 album.
Yeah, you know,
9.9 billion streams, and I think it's because of the singles, like they
You know,
said.
it's kind of funny. I actually didn't really like music that much until I want to say grade 8 when I was
Mhm.
like 13, 14. And the song that made me like music was Do I Want to Know by the Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, they were huge in the early 2010s, and I'd still think they could definitely still sell out arenas.
Oh yeah.
Do you understand what you're telling me here? You're telling me that the Beatles is not outdoing Arctic. The Beatles did
Basically, the way I think, what is
What do
Gen
you
Z listening to? And no, they're not listening to the
Yes.
Beatles.
not, people
Mumble
are-
No,
rap.
but the singles from it. They're
Mumble
definitely
rap, yeah,
listening to the singles.
exactly.
It's the singles.
Yeah, no, you're right.
A mixture of Gen Z and then nostalgic. So
Yeah,
there are the last 4 are all definitely legendary, with one band having 2 albums here.
Okay, does
Hmm.
Fleetwood Mac have 2 of them?
No,
Is that the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
no, we haven't named the
No
band.
one we've
with
said
2.
yet. Okay.
We haven't said it yet? Okay, it's Sublime on there.
No, no Sublime.
Mhm.
I think I know this.
Think of early 2000s, very iconic early 2000s band.
3 Days Grace.
No,
Linkin Park.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Linkin
why not?
Park
Mm.
has the 2 albums. Do you know
And
which
yeah,
2?
Yes. Wait, let me see if I can remember. Shit. I'm blank.
So it's Meteora and Hybrid Theory at
Hybrid
6
Theory,
and
yeah.
4,
Fuck, how did I
respectfully.
not get that?
Oh wow. Okay.
I religiously listened to them in high school.
Yeah, I was bigger than middle school. So 2 more left. I'll give you their British bands. Definitely very popular with
Also?
2 iconic singles on them.
Blink 182?
No, these are 2. Well, one's in the 90s and one's in the 2000s. The album.
Ash.
Did you say
Clash.
Ash? No, not the Clash. 2000s.
But they're British.
The
right?
Who? No, wait, no,
90s
that's
and
Who.
2000. The Who is
90s,
British, but they're
2000s.
70s.
They're the 70s.
They're not
yeah.
there.
Okay.
70s
Um,
and 60s.
Who's big in the 90s? I'm thinking 90s first, and then we'll.
This is
2000s.
definitely an iconic 90s band.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
why.
It was one of the most iconic songs you've ever heard.
Tell me
I
the
think.
Like when you pick up a guitar, you ask this person to play this song from this
Wonderwall?
album. Yeah.
Oh,
What's the band?
Oh,
What's the band?
Oasis.
Wait,
Do you
that
know the
was
album that came off of? What's the
uh,
story?
Oh.
Morning Glory. That's the number 10 most streamed album.
Okay.
Okay, Oasis is the number 10.
Yeah, that
streamed
Wonderwall
album.
song, man.
Yeah, it's just Wonderwall a million times.
Actually, that album has a couple of other good ones on it too.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite albums. It's an amazing album.
And then you said there was one more, right?
One more. This is definitely one of the most popular bands. They
That's
played the
from
Super Bowl. They've played the Super Bowl before.
Hmm.
You might call this
Creed.
band very corny.
Creed.
Maroon 5.
Not Creed.
Can you take me?
No, 2 good guesses, but no. They didn't do that.
They played the Super Bowl. Are corny
Very
Wow,
famous very famous frontman.
in the 2000s.
Huh?
The album came out in the year 2000. If that helps.
Matt, you said they're from England?
Yes.
Okay.
You're
In
gonna
the
be-
2000s from England. We didn't list them yet?
Is
No,
it
no.
Coldplay?
It's
Oh,
Coldplay.
yeah.
I just
What
said
album?
I was thinking
What
that. I was
album?
like, is that even gonna count as rock?
Matt, I just said that. And
Did you really? If you did, I was
just said that.
genuinely didn't hear. I'm sorry.
I didn't hear you either.
Coldplay's
actually.
Parachutes is
I
your
wouldn't
7th.
count them as rock. I'm surprised they're on the list.
Well, they are. They are here. It says the label. They are a rock
So
group
why wasn't Zeppelin put on there?
because not enough Gen Z listened to them. But to go back, the top 10 is 10. What's the Story? Morning Glory, Oasis, Black Album, Metallica, Californication, The Chili Peppers, Parachutes by Coldplay, Meteora by Linkin Park, Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses, Hybrid Theory for Linkin Park, Rumors by Fleetwood Mac, Nevermind by Nirvana, and AM by the Arctic Monkeys.
Really bad lit. Like I
That's a
love
solid
Well,
list.
it's a list based on who
The
streamed them.
downloads, yeah.
So you have to be mad at Spotify listeners.
Sorry, TikTok's gonna be mad at us for not getting it right. I can feel it.
Can we talk
Yeah,
about
and I mean, like maybe like lots of Gen Zers like Arctic Monkeys, but I mean, like my dad is such a like old head and he loves them, so
Oh yeah,
It's gotta say something.
Again, it's-
none of them feel totally out of place. There's definitely some people in your mind. If you were just making the list, you'd be like, oh, them. But none of them feel out of place on like a top list. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Like I remember listening to Arctic Monkeys when I lived with my dad, and he came in my room and he looked at me really weird, and he's like, "You listen to Arctic Monkeys?" I was like, "How the fuck do you know who Arctic Monkeys is?"
Yeah, they would be a band for our generation.
I do think that Linkin Park getting on there twice. Like again, if this wasn't a by streams list, that would never happen.
Yeah, and this could just be these albums were also trendy one time. Like Rumors had that guy with the listening to one of the songs.
On the
songs.
skateboard.
Yeah, that literally is probably why it's on this list.
Oh, for sure.
We
Well,
have
also Rumors is like a fucking OG album.
oh
I mean, yeah,
definitely, but for the young kids,
they had a reason to
Well,
listen.
we had unfortunately with Linkin Park not too recently. The lead singer Chester Bennington did pass away. Probably led to a lot of streams at that point.
Mhm.
Chili Pepper, Californication, Chili Pepper is interesting. They do have some Scar Tissue is very popular. The song
Well-
Californication is popular.
No, I mean they also have Other Side on there. Let me look at it.
Yeah,
I play them like
Parachutes by Coldplay. Literally, the song Yellow might have carried them.
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Then you have the Black Album with, very like Enter Sandman's very big in sports
Yep.
and stuff.
Everyone plays that at all of their sporting events and tailgates, so that makes sense.
What's the story? Wonderwall, another reason, just Wonderwall, the one song alone.
Just carry it.
But Hybrid Theory also has like In the End is big, and Crawling, and Meteora has stuff. Guns N' Roses too with Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine.
Well,
Nice.
that's a double feature. I'm surprised it was as low as it was. I could have seen that as a top 3 because it's got 2 songs.
And Nirvana at number 2, with like Teen Spirit, and that's that Nirvana aura.
It's just I think it's just the brand Nirvana is going to be popular.
And that pretty much breaks this down. Pretty interesting list, am I right?
Definitely interesting to see what the people are listening to.
Pretty solid one
for Spotify too. I don't know. Well, maybe we'll get an Apple list one of these days, but it is an interesting list if you want to check it out. If you were curious, number 100 was oh my God,
Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, Leonard Skinner's Leonard Skinner debut album. They're number 100. Like the Nirvana Unplugged album is 88. Riot, Parrot at the Disco, 79. No, sorry, Paramore. I said Parrot at the Disco.
Well, no, Paramore, because you said Riot.
Limp Bizkit's here, REM, Radiohead, AC/DC, just going through. Stadium Arcadium was 25, Ryan.
It's a great album.
It is, yeah.
Abbey Road's 20. That's the highest.
Right. So the Beatles made it.
For 20.
Thankfully. Yeah, thankfully they made it. I'd have been really mad if they didn't make it at all.
So Hot Fuzz, Mr. Brightside didn't carry it to the top 10. It literally got to 11.
Ow. Not enough white people on Spotify.
Clearly not. By the way, that toxicity.
That's a callback.
Toxicity. I can't say that.
Toxicity?
That is actually 16.
It should be, yeah. It's a phenomenal album.
The Maroon 5 you referenced, Kevon, that song's from Jane, 18.
Yeah. Okay. That feels right. Maybe a little high.
What?
The Gorillaz was mentioned there. Their highest is 26 with Demon Days.
Yeah.
American Idiot made 27.
All right, hold on. You think that Maroon 5 should be above Green Day? Kevon, I want you to say it on camera. Speak clearly into the microphone.
This is a setup. This feels like a setup.
That's all I'm saying.
Sublime did get there at 53.
Obviously, I was playing that album earlier. It's really good.
But
does the Neighborhood count as rock? Are they rock?
No, I wouldn't count that.
I wouldn't either, but
I wouldn't count Coldplay though. So
yeah. So
it says here they are alternative rock, but also you would say indie pop, dark pop.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
I'm just glad that Greta Von Fleet didn't make the list, and if Greta Von Fleet had made the list and Zeppelin didn't, I would be a lot more upset.
So my mom loves Greta Von Fleet, not more than Zeppelin, but loves them. They sound there. She calls them a callback to. She's so every time she hears them, she's like, it sounds just like them. It's so good, so good. So I wouldn't be surprised because they're a newer group actually if they did make the list because they're newer. And they had the SNL performance that went viral with the twitching. So
yeah, Cage the Elephant's really underrated.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I have like all of their music on my phone.
They're really good.
All right, so we were talking about Quiet on the Set last week. Talk about Drake Bell pretty much having a comeback now in the public eye after being honest. And this led me to another question. What celebrities who have disappeared, or if we want to say may have gotten canceled, what celebrities do you want to see back in the public eye making great work?
It's funny because I don't want to see them back in the public eye, but I was thinking earlier, like the name Mike the Situation popped into my head, and then I was like,
Situation. You want to see him coming back?
I'm rewatching Jersey Shore right now with my boyfriend because I showed him a few clips and he's like, no way. I'm like, this is the whole show, dude. We gotta watch this.
Let's have Mike the Situation come back and do a podcast.
Yeah, well, because I was thinking, like, where the fuck is Snooki now? And, like, where is that head? Is she still doing the
Cameo.
head roof to, like, stay
Ha
warm?
ha ha ha. Yes,
No,
a
I'm
lot
not
of these
kidding.
people could
She's on
be
Cameo.
cameos.
Yeah.
You
They
know who
probably
I
have, like, a
wish could
family
have
by
like a good positive comeback? What's her name? Amanda Bynes?
Oh yes, that's the standard right
Oh,
there.
Lindsay Lohan's having a comeback. I mean, I know she's already been working on that, but she's been in like some Netflix movies. Like she can't really get much right now from what I can tell because she was in a movie about like being Irish, which is like
Mhm.
roles. But like she's trying, she's making
Yeah.
back.
How about I like that. That is a good one. I love Lindsay Lohan. I think she could actually act. She's
Oh
just
yeah,
had a raw deal.
I just want to see comebacks from like people who deserve it and were mistreated earlier in their career.
Mhm.
Amanda Bynes, exactly.
Yeah. I
Definitely,
can't think
Amanda
of
Bynes is the
anyone.
standard
I
for
can't
that.
think of anyone who
Jeanette
was
McCurdy.
in a scandal.
Yeah.
Well, then who's not in a scandal you want to see come back? Because that counts too in this.
Yeah, I mean, not in a scandal, like Kara said, just people who didn't get the.
Michelle Trachtenberg. If she's look,
Who's
I would
that?
go pay for her. Like Michelle Trachtenberg. Do you remember her?
No.
Oh, yes,
That's
I do. Hold up. Wait.
Oh.
She's like an iconic.
Yeah, she was an Ice Princess. She was in a lot of shit. She was in Gossip Girl. She just like she technically like acts now still, but like
Oh wait, this is someone different.
oh, she's
Sorry. Wait, yeah, she was in.
pay for her.
She was Harriet the Spy. If you've seen that,
Yeah.
I'm not.
she's. Oh, all right, here we go. Let me. I guess it'd be better
Oh,
to
okay.
write
I know that.
90s.
I think I know that face though.
Yeah,
What else
exactly. She has an iconic early like 2000s face. Here we go. Let me
Oh.
share the screen.
Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, we do need her to come back. Michelle Trachtenberg. It's time for
Trachtenberg.
you to be a big star again. See, so you remember
I
who that is?
miss faces before like fillers and like plastic surgery was like super common. Everyone looked
Yeah.
more unique.
Yeah, like
Oh
no,
man, some people look god awful with it.
Courtney Cox, like how she changed like before, like you could see it in Friends. Like she had her face, and then by like season 4-ish, she was like a different.
different face.
Yeah,
Have
like
you seen Faye
so
Dunaway's
many
face?
chicks. I've seen so many chicks who have like bigger noses, and they get like a little button nose, but it just doesn't suit their face that well, and they just look completely different.
Ashley Tisdale, it worked for her. She needed that nose job.
Yeah,
Wait, she got a
some
nose
people.
job?
Yeah, I think there's like a good medium of like work that like people can get done while still looking like themselves and having their face, but
My friend got a nose job, and like I never believed in it until she got it because she had such a sharp nose, and she didn't do that much. She still wanted her face, but she wanted it to not be so like pointy and sharp.
I have a pointy nose.
Yeah, actually, she made her similar to yours because she had a similar shape, but she kind of
Yeah.
like a little bit more of like a curve on top.
Yeah, back when I was like very self-conscious about my nose and like I lived near Vancouver, I actually had a consultation with a plastic surgeon. Just like I wasn't gonna do it. I was just curious kind of thing. And I saw two different ones. One of them was just focused on like how small they could get my nose. And then the other one was like, we don't have to do like anything to get what you want. Like we could just put a little something here and like do a little something to your tip and then it would even out your face better. And
But
I was like, that sounds much better to me.
You don't need that though. Your face is
Oh yeah, no.
yeah.
I'm good now, but I think little changes like can do a lot more than the big changes that you're just risking, like losing the whole like vibe of your face.
Yeah, same here. Do we also want to see somebody like, I don't know. Geez, I just had you know who needs to make a comeback? Josh Hartnett. Anyone know who Josh Hartnett is? Kind of made a comeback at
No.
Oppenheimer.
Wasn't
What about
he,
Cameron Diaz?
Yeah, Cameron Diaz. I like Cameron Diaz. Everyone's ever seen the movie Night and Day, starring Tom Cruise?
Yeah, I've seen that actually.
That's a
She
fun,
needs to come
fun
back.
movie. Macaulay Culkin. I want him to do stuff again.
I
Okay,
feel
I
like I
guess.
have a bad vibe attached to him. Did something happen with him in the past?
I think he just went I think not crazy. I think he just
No,
went
Depends on
strange.
who you ask.
is he still dating Brenda Song?
They're
Yeah, I
married.
believe they have a child
Oh,
together.
what? What the fuck? I did
they're
not know
married.
that.
She should come back.
Well, hold on, Matt. You
Brenda
don't want to
Song?
see. You don't want to see.
Brenda
Brenda Song was one of the lead voice actors in Blue Eye Samurai.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she
But you don't
did
want to
really
see
good.
the McCulkins brothers now that now that Kieran's famous. You want to see them do something together? I think that'd be fun. I want that.
Nope. Kieran's good. I like Kieran by himself. How about Freddie Prinze though? Freddie Prinze Jr.
He was gonna save wrestling for a minute and then he stopped. So I know him very well.
What about Jonathan Taylor Thomas? Do you know who that is?
What about the actor that played
Home Improvement,
Steve
right?
Urkel?
Oh, Jaleel White.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Jaleel White is almost exactly at the level of fame that he should be right now. Like maybe a little bit more famous, right? Because I do like him, but like he'll just appear in like a random music video. Like the funniest thing that has ever happened was when I was the song "Cry Baby" by CeeLo Green. It was hammered into my head when I used to work at Marshall's. They played that thing constantly. So finally one day I was like, I have to see like this music video. I have to hear this song outside of my work environment. So I turn on the music video, and CeeLo Green is not in the music video. Jaleel White plays CeeLo Green, and they do a whole thing in the beginning. And this, he's breaking up with this girl, and she's like, "No, I can change. He goes, "Shh, shh, shh. I'm CeeLo Green." And then the whole music video starts, and he lip syncs the entire thing. He sings. It says as like Jaleel White star as CeeLo Green. And since then, I'm like, if he was famous, he couldn't do that. You know what I mean? You have to be a certain level of famous for that to work. And so I think he's at the right level of famous where he could show up anywhere, and it would be really fun. But he's not like so famous that you can't get him to do funny things. But he's not so obscure that no one knows what's going on. You know what I mean? I think he's in that sweet spot. Personally, but I'm sure he would love to make a lot more money, so I'm sure he would disagree with me.
Two more names, I think. Johnny Depp, after everything that went down, if he could be a big box star
he's pretty
again.
famous still, I think.
No, I need him.
But he hasn't been in
for
anything
me.
in a long time. He needs like his comeback role. Brendan Fraser has The Whale, stuff like that.
I know there's a lot still attached to Johnny Depp. I know,
But he's not. I'm saying name his last movie.
No, I'm saying
exactly.
The court of law exonerated him, but there's still like a thing attached. Like, I don't know that he'll ever be a box office star again.
Oh, okay.
Like yeah, no, you're right. He hasn't done anything in a long time.
Yeah. I see. Like his literal capability.
I have to disagree with that, Brian.
I mean, maybe I'm not his agent, but I just feel like there's still enough like people who are kind of iffy on him that it'd be really hard to base a movie around him. Like he could be a big role in a movie, but you got to have like Timothy Chalamet in it or something like to get people to go see it and like give him a surprise.
He's actually it was announced he's doing a movie with Sydney Sweeney, and I'm not kidding.
Who, Johnny Depp?
Yeah,
that'll work. Oh no, a lot of people still love him. I'm saying there's like a I feel like there's still a contingent of people who don't, and I think that might hurt a movie. But Sydney Sweeney being there will help.
When in doubt, Sydney helps.
Yes.
Well,
and then
that's actually a great pairing because I feel like what they would be doing is they would be adding longevity to Sydney Sweeney's career and then like taking stress off of Johnny Depp's career in a way. Like they would like balance each other out really well.
Yeah, no, that's a good pairing. I agree.
Yeah.
And the last one, a Canadian legend like Cara, Rick Moranis. He hasn't had a role. You don't know who that is? You should be ashamed of yourself.
I don't either.
Where do you see this hypothetical Rick Moranis comeback happening?
Well, that's the point. You get the role. Wait,
oh, he was in Spaceballs.
This is this guy. Look right here.
Yeah.
How can
I recognize the face. I didn't. I don't know names. I know faces.
Yeah, he has an iconic face. Look at this.
He's Ghostbusters. Yes, he's the villain in Spaceballs. Now, I know who Rick Moranis is. Little Shop of Horrors. This is not me not knowing him. It's just me not seeing what role in 2024 Rick Moranis.
Yeah, because I feel like he really suited like the goofy like slapstick like movies that you watch when you want something on in the background kind of deal. It does not really get made that much anymore.
Yeah. He was
that's where the writing comes in a TV show. Well, he left because he went to take his not to get bleak, but his wife died early, so he went to take care of his kids. But that was decades ago, and just the right role will help him. I know he did. He briefly did a commercial in Canada for like a famous mobile brand for Canada with Ryan Reynolds, who brought him in. And Ryan Reynolds said it was one of the happiest moments of his career to get him out. And that's all he did was the cameo. But with the right writing,
Ready,
you
Matt?
get him to get in. Like,
Matt.
for instance, Joe Pesci came back out of retirement after The Irishman to do
So-
a Pete Davidson show.
Have you seen episodes? It was on Showtime. It's starring Matt LeBlanc.
I've never seen the show, but I know what you're talking about.
So the premise, of course, is that Matt LeBlanc plays himself. A show in which Rick Moranis is trying to relaunch his career through a TV show, and he plays Rick Moranis. That clearly.
Wait, that already happened?
No, I said that could work. That's where it works.
Oh! I say. I thought you said he was in.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
I'm saying he doesn't look like a movie star, so they're not going to hire him to be in anything.
Yeah, that's the
meaningful.
other
Yeah,
thing,
that makes
like
sense. But if he
that I
plays-
hate.
Right. If he plays
Right.
Rick Moranis, then all he has
Exactly.
to do is look like all he has to
I
look
hate
like.
I hate that like back in the 90s, 2000s, like people could be unattractive and be a famous movie star. Like that just doesn't really happen that much anymore. Like you
True.
have like pretty people that are just supposed to be ugly like in movies, and it just doesn't make any sense.
You're right.
You
I
know
guess
what
that's-
Rick Moranis looks like?
No, it's different in some cases because Tom Holland, I believe, in one of his
Exactly.
interviews, he said the guy that auditioned before him, they said he looked too good to be Peter Parker or Spider-Man.
Yeah, but like he's still conventionally attractive. Like I'm thinking like someone who's not conventionally attractive becoming a big movie star isn't really common the way that it used to be.
You're
Who was the dude
100%
who
right.
I see what you're
who
saying.
out-hunked Tom Holland? I want to know who that guy
I am
is.
curious.
Wait, Aaron, you
I feel
said
like it was
who's Rick
Timothy Chalamet, to be
Moranis
honest.
remind you
Oh,
of?
just like an ADHD thought. Like Rick Moranis looks like Stephen Hawking if he weren't like
Yeah, I
In
see
his
that.
condition.
yeah.
So like Eddie Redmayne with glasses.
But Eddie Redmayne was conventionally attractive.
Who is
Yeah.
that?
No, I'm saying he actually looked like Stephen Hawking, and obviously after his condition,
Mhm.
he looked like that. It'd be like that. But I know what you're saying, Cara. I think you're actually spot on. It's hard to get a normal looking person to be a movie star nowadays.
It's
That's why
hard to
you
like
become a TV
suspend
star.
my like disbelief when I'm watching a show and they're supposed to be just everyday people like having a romance, and I'm like, bro, everyone in this show looks like a supermodel. Like
You know, I feel though like a lot of people aren't as attractive as you think they are. They just have, skincare or makeup or like work.
That is true.
Like, I've seen so many people that I'm like, if you didn't go to the gym 5 times a week, you'd probably have no sex. Like you're so ugly. Like if your hair weren't long and you didn't like go to Sephora every week, like you would be the ugliest person I ever met. Yeah.
I'm me.
Anyway.
All right. Final question for today. Let me just simply ask. All right, who do you think is going to win, Cody or Roman Reigns? Ryan, you answer last. Kevon, who's winning, Cody or Roman Reigns?
I'm going to Roman, man. The Roman.
All right, Cara, who's winning, Cody or Roman Reigns?
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Aaron, who do you think is going to win,
Cara.
Cody or Roman Reigns?
Pro sports.
And Ryan, who's going to win?
Cody Rhodes is going to finish the story, and you, dear listener, can follow us on Sunday night right after WrestleMania as we cover both nights, Saturday and Sunday. We're not going to be on Saturday. We're going to be on Sunday. I'll be tweeting through the entire thing. I'll probably have some articles up on Saturday night in particular, but not on Sunday, because on Sunday I will be here. It'll be me, it'll be Matt, it'll be Jose. We're going to run through how right my predictions are and how happy we all are collectively for Cody to finally, after years, finish the story.
This is going to be big. It might be one of the biggest. We all know the 2 biggest stories of the tweet cap for 2024 is our election and then Cody. So everything
I
will
be in all black and in mourning if I'm wrong about this. And
you will also be disappointed when Cody loses.
You have no idea that if he loses, definitely listen to the episode. I'll just say that.
Oh man, good stuff. Well, I just had to bring that up. But seriously, great show from everyone tonight. Great work, Cara, Aaron, Ryan, and Kevon. And I'll see you all really soon. Excellent work.
Thanks,
I had a
man.
lot of fun. I hope you did too.
See ya.